The Japanese have been living here for over 100 years, and living here has come at a cost. On the walls of Little Tokyo is an image of a man. He fled Japan centuries ago to come to America to help pay his tax debt back in Japan. I'm meeting up with his grandson, John Nishio, to find out his story. Oh wow, this is just incredible. This is like, I feel like I'm in Japan.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
So, I mean, this garden has a real sentimental value to you, doesn't it?
Yes, there's several elements in the garden that represent my whole life, my late grandparents, relatives. Back in 1970, I spent a summer in Japan and I lived at the Daitokuji Temple. And so I got to live with the monks and the head abbot, and I used to spend evenings on his veranda. The last week I was with him, I said, you know, Sensei, I wish I had a garden like this. And he said, Nishio-san, he said, it's your karma. Someday you'll build a garden like mine and remember the days we spent together.
Wow.
This is where I come in the morning when I wake up, during the day, and then at night before I go to bed, because it just calms me down.
Yeah. This is a lot of work for you to keep it in this condition.
I didn't, you know, I always watched my grandfather as a child tending his garden, and I thought, why is he always outside? Now I know, because it's a full-time job, but it's a labor of love.
But today you're going to cook something for us, right?
Yes.
And it's going to be a journey for us to...
Yes. When we grew up in the Japanese-American community, everybody went to funeral and wedding banquets, special family gatherings at the Chinese restaurants in Little Tokyo. And they're not there anymore. And everybody misses that food. So I went literally from one end of the state to the other, to New York, to Paris, to Italy, trying to find that flavor, and it's gone.
Okay.
So I decided to develop my own set of recipes so that I can bring it back anytime I want.
I mean, you were born here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but really you are so connected to Japan still.
Well, it's because of my grandparents. They stressed family.
Yep.
They said there's nothing more important than family. Don't bring dishonor to the family. And when we're gone, they said, you're the elder. You'll be in charge of passing on the cultural heritage to the younger generation.
Mm-hmm. So how did the Japanese come to live here, and where did they go first?
So 2.5 million Japanese left the country to earn money to pay their taxes and buy back their family's lost land.
That was never going to happen. They were never going to go back.
Well, they thought they all wanted to go back, and so did my grandfather. He came over in 1898 after signing a contract with the Northern Pacific Railroad in Seattle to build one of the transcontinental railroads.
And they were paid probably less than what the locals were.
There was starvation, food, and almost no pay. So he signed up to be a dynamiter to earn a little extra money.
Well, that's danger pay, right?
Danger pay, yeah, because the guy before him got blown up.
And he lived through that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He taught me how to use dynamite.
How many Japanese came to America at that time?
To the United States, 500,000 came.
Wow. How many came to Los Angeles?
Easily 100,000.
Okay. And what did they do when they came here?
Well, they started businesses. They worked the farms like our family did. And they created, well, they found a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Because they're new immigrants and they look different. So they formed business associations along the West Coast, and they opened 43 of what we call Nihonmachis, or Japan towns.
Yep.
So they could have Japanese businesses, deal with Japanese customers, and they didn't have to put up with the outside community.
It's something about food that unites people, and it's the people of Los Angeles you found out about Japanese culture and their people through food.
Yes. It's easier to get to know a nationality's food than the person himself, because you don't usually run into somebody like that. But for all of our celebrations, like weddings, funeral banquets, family get-togethers, we went to Little Tokyo, and we either ate the restaurants there, or most often we ate at the Chinese restaurants there.
Chinese food's very different from Japanese.
That's why they liked it.
Okay, because it was exotic.
Exotic.
Okay.
Yes,
I love the layout. I love how the cutlery and the chopsticks is all so authentic.
well, the hashioki, the chopstick rests, are from the 1950s.
Yep.
These plates were used by my grandmother in the 40s and 50s.
Wow.
So it's history. And then this is 100 years old. It belonged to my grandmother.
Wow. And this in here we have some
Octopus.
octopus. That's awesome.
And then we have a special sauce here that my wife made from her grandmother's recipe.
Okay.
So you're eating history.
Okay, this is going to be great. So here's my surprise. What have we got here?
I've cooked you traditional Meiji era 1800 style Japanese obento cuisine.
Wow. I mean, look at the box that it's in. It's just so glamorous and luxurious.
They're called a jubako. The original ones were carved wood and hand lacquered.
Okay.
But nowadays we use plastic because the old ones are pretty fragile now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we make
Wow.
for lunchtime.
This is
Or
incredible.
for New Year's, right?
I mean, this is so much food, and everything. It's a work of art.
Yeah, my grandmother, well, when they took their obento boxes to picnics, all the Issei ladies would compare each other's food,
Okay.
and it was kind of an unspoken competition. And, you know, they'd go and they'd taste her chicken teriyaki or her shrimps or her nishime vegetables. And then later they go, you know, Mrs. Yamashita's wasn't as good as last year. Mine's a lot better.
Doesn't matter what culture, right? That
No,
goes on
it's just
everywhere.
everywhere.
This is amazing. Well, let's give this a try, shall we? There's something about having so many ingredients together. It's just like a good wine with so many flavors going on. There's so much to taste. It's just so full. It's a full flavor.
You're tasting the flavors of 18th century Japan in there.
Really?
Because they don't make it this way. They simplify it. As a sushi chef and a Japanese chef, we always like to say that something like this is a perfect universe. It's got elements from the sea, the land, and the mountain.
So how long would it take you to make something like this? How many days?
It took about 3 days.
For me
For you.
and for us. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's very, very generous of you.
I do the same for my family, and now I consider you family.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.